What I'm about to show you isn't very viable. But man, is it fun. Charge! Zatoichi is a pretty awesome weapon, and yes, I said Zatoichi, not Zatoichi. Each time you get a kill with it, you recover 100 health, which stacks into overheal if it goes over your max. With the only caveats being unable to switch to anything else without hurting yourself once you've equipped it, slower draw speed, and no random crits. This makes it quite the useful demo knighting weapon, as you can go on some impressive kill streaks with all that stacked up health. And since demo knights are restricted to their melee anyway, its only downside doesn't affect them. However, the Zatoichi is also equipable by Soldier. But wait, the weapon is named after the fictional Japanese blind swordsman Zatoichi, but called half because it's being used by Demo Man, who's missing only one eye instead of both. But Soldier has both his eyes, so wouldn't it be Zero-Zatoichi? What was I talking about? Either way, Zero-Zatoichi Soldier is probably one of the game's most tragic combos. Every soldier would like to make use of it with its incredibly attractive stats and style, but unfortunately they're only dreaming. Imposing stature and potential for power, but no real means of obtaining it, because Soldier is likely the least capable of getting melee kills of all the classes. His health pool is considerable, but unlike Demo Man, he has no movement options that don't require him to hurt himself, meaning he has no way of closing the gap between him and his enemy. Strike 1, he has no damage resistance option that could help him stay alive during the fight. Strike 2, and once he's got it out, he's forced to keep it until he's gotten a kill or lose a quarter of his health. Strike 3, literally unusable! Woo! It does have the extended melee range that the other Demo Knight melees do, but it's just not enough. It's not like the ridiculous disciplinary action. Too bad it's not as long as this bar, because then it'd be really long. But hey, not all hope is lost. Did you know the half Zatoichi is actually a promotional item? To promote Total War Shogun 2, they released all these neato feudal Japan themed items. There you can see the Zatoichi alongside the Conjurer, almost like a set. Wait, is it possible they were always intended to be used together? You might have seen me use this strategy in my Scream Fortress video that I planned for half a year and no one ever watched. Thanks for that, YouTube impressions. The Conjurer is a soldier secondary that on top of giving you medic-like health regen, has a powerful effect when its horn is blown after you've dealt 480 accumulated damage. For 10 seconds, you and any nearby allies gain not only health equal to 35% of the damage you deal whenever you hurt someone, but you also gain a massive speed boost that changes depending on the class. But the one who gets the most by far is Soldier. Upon blowing the horn, Soldier instantly goes from being the second slowest class in the game to the second fastest, easily catching up to anyone that isn't a scout, as well as recovering health with each hit. Let me translate that for you. Upon blowing the horn, Soldier instantly fixes all weaknesses of the half Zatoichi. Yes, believe it or not, the half Zatoichi is usable and really fun as long as you equip the conch. Under its effects, you're free to slice up the enemy team and go on a killing spree, recovering to almost 300 HP with every head you take. You also recover 22 HP from each successful hit, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you'd be surprised how many times you land the killing blow just because that extra health helped you stay alive. It feels so fun to get the snowball rolling in the same vein as the kunai. You claim head after head from people who never expected a soldier, of all things, to come charging at them with a sword. However, just because you have what you need to succeed doesn't mean it's immediately going to work out for you. Firstly, the real problem with this combo, if you're going to use your conch to buff yourself and run into the fray, you're of course being incredibly selfish with it, when you could be sharing that effect with the entire team, all the while being careful not to die so they can use it in its full duration. Now for strategy. You're probably thinking that neglecting your rocket launcher is a terrible idea, but we're not going to neglect it. Once the horn is blown, you still need to close distance, which leaves you open to enemy fire. Not to mention, the enemy isn't going to go down in one swing. Even the weakest ones take two. But fortunately, all that time spent running can be used effectively. As you close the distance, be sure to empty your rocket launcher entirely on every enemy you see, and then the very microsecond the last rocket leaves its tube, begin drawing your sword. This strategy allows you to do 3 things. 1. Recover any health you lost while you were vulnerable. 2. Since rocket fall off is dependent on its current distance from you and not where you fired them, you can use your rapidly decreasing distance to get as much damage out of your rockets as possible, essentially using the same principle as bombing in to reduce your enemy's health, hopefully to the point of getting them within one-shot territory, or killing them. And 3. You negate the slow draw speed, so that the moment you're finally within range, your weapon is fully drawn. When done correctly on an unsuspecting group of enemies, you find yourself executing 3 or 4 of them before having to retreat, because just like a smart demo knight, you need to know when not to push your luck too hard. But with that extra speed, health, and rocket jumping, it shouldn't be too difficult. There's also a decision to be made regarding your rocket launcher. Contrary to what you might think, the best launcher to use here is stock, since it's the best way to get that needed 480 damage with its unchanged power, AoE, and ammo capacity, as well as weaken people when you charge at them. A lot of people would assume the black box would be most appropriate here, as that extra health on hit already pairs so well with the conch as it is, but unfortunately no. But it is the second best option. The best thing the black box can do with this loadout is increase the health you gain during your charge at the enemy. If you think you'll need it, it's a very good decision. However, if you've got a medic, don't bother. The direct hit is good for charging that meter, but it can be difficult to guarantee that damage when charging the enemy without AoE. The Cow Mangler gives you a weakness to battle engines, so that's out of the question, and the Liberty Launcher does less damage, need I say more. And in regards to medics, medic can benefit this combo a lot as long as you have a dedicated pocket, because most randoms will abandon you as you charge in. With a pocket, however, the increased longevity keeps you from biting the dirt while running up on your enemy, and the Ubers help you secure the kills. I originally thought crits would be by far best here with its ability to make you able to kill 7 of 9 classes in a single swing, but each Uber has its own useful benefit. The quick fix will help you in terms of longevity. The push force immunity will help you negate your weakness to pyros, and allow your pocket mag to keep up with you as you rocket jump around the map. And the stock Uber has the undeniable invincibility. But with all this said, I almost prefer not having a medic, because being chained to another player makes it more difficult to take an enemy by surprise. Though frankly, even when you have everything you need, it can still feel impossible to make work. You need to be very careful to choose the right situation. I know it's very enticing, but you're just gonna die. Here's a hint. If you see a pyro, walk away. Just play like normal until you feel the time is right. But my god, when the time is right. This loadout is now my favorite way to play the class. I call it Total War Soldier because it makes you play so aggressively. And as a scout main, aggressivity is kinda my thing. It makes you eager to get damage out so you can blow the conch, it makes you eager to get the right moment to do it, and it makes you oh so eager to do it again. But if you don't like this strategy, surprisingly, there is another. Do you find it annoying whenever an enemy attacks you with melee and your best way to defend yourself also hurts you? Maybe it's an overconfident scout, an uber thirsty medic, or an exposed spy. Well, just use your sword. Yeah, in case you've forgotten, the Zatoichi has 50% more range. Utilizing that will make you a more than worthy melee adversary, and as you can imagine, pretty useful when you're already at low health. The last thing I have to mention is I was shocked to see how much this combo dominates in medieval mode. The extra melee distance makes you a cut above the rest and able to compete with those demo knights. And not to mention, no need to worry about closing distance when the enemies come to you. Also, your team will love you for providing that useful conch buff. Not that anyone takes medieval mode seriously, but motivating your team with a banner really gives them the momentum to win. So there you have it. I did the impossible and brought use to the half Zatoichi. And I made it sound really fun, didn't I? So get out there and bonsai charge the enemy for the honor of you and your team. But please, no hierarchy.
Get here, cupcake.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be making a Discord server soon due to demand. I have a Twitter for what that's worth. Maybe try out the half Zatoichi. And I'm going to be upping my upload frequency, so expect a lot more videos real soon. I'm Chief Balupa. Have a wonderful day.